welcome to our how-to video series. Today we're going to be showing you how to do a sit-up. So the most common things I see when people do a sit-up is that they come up, when they're sitting up, is that they keep their back straight and then just flop to the floor. Okay, so sit-ups are great for core strength, but they're also great for spinal mobility. So when we're doing a sit-up, we want to make sure that we're trying to roll our spine, keeping our back safe. So I give people sit-ups for mobility as well as strength. But the first thing I want to do is get that mobility, that pelvis to tuck and our spine to roll down. So the first thing I'm going to get Kayla to do is actually sit up first. When she's sitting up nice and tall, we want to make sure that we have our spine straight. And she's going to just bring our hands out in front next to her knees. So first thing I want Kayla to do is tuck the tailbone under. So what you can do here is imagine that you've just been punched in the tummy and tuck that tailbone under. And then you're going to roll down and see if you can get each vertebrae into the floor one at a time, nice and slowly. Then those arms can come over the head. We take a big breath in, and then as we exhale, our arms can come forward and we're going to press the back and roll up one vertebrae at a time. So sitting up nice and tall, again, tucking the tailbone under and rolling back nice and controlled with a sit-up. And then bringing our arms back, and then our arms come over and control. So what I also see is a lot of people throwing their arms forward. So they come back into their sit-up, their arms come back, and then they throw themselves up and lurch themselves forward. So what you're doing there is you're just using momentum to come up into your sit-up. You're not really using a lot of strength, and you're definitely missing probably that midsection of your back to help you come up. So I always like to start with a sit-up first, and maybe if you're really not so strong in your core, that you could go slowly and only go halfway. So if Kayla sat up nice and tall, tuck the tailbone under as if she's pulling that pubic bone between up towards the chest, and then only going back maybe halfway. So here she can hold it halfway, and she's going to feel that intensity in her stomach increase. So from here, she can hold it here and breathe. How does that feel, Kayla? Can you feel it in your belly? Yeah. So this is where you can really connect through your core. And then from there, she can hold it just a little bit longer, because then that way she can engage through the pelvic floor and just practice holding halfway. So I can see Kayla's stomach muscles shaking here. So this is really working deep into the stomach. Plus we've got that tailbone tucked under, sitting up nice and tall. And then eventually we can go a little bit further and further to the floor until we can do that full roll-up variation without hinging from our hips and keeping our spine nice and strong and safe. So first thing to do when you do a sit-up is you can use your hands. So if we go back all the way down, rolling down, and then if Kayla was to bring her arms overhead, and then she came here and came up and went, oh no, I can't get up, I'm stuck, I don't have that strength. What Kayla can do here is bring her hands behind her legs and use her legs to pull herself up. Or when she comes down, if she gets halfway and goes, uh-oh, I'm stuck, she can put her hands into the floor and push into the floor. So there's a few variations to help you up. So what we want is mobility through the spine and strength. When we do our sit-up, so we're going to start from the floor this time, and Kayla's going to bring her hands across her chest. So this is going to make the sit-up just a little bit more challenging. One tip, your feet. If you have your feet really close to your bottom, that's going to make your sit-up a little bit more challenging. If you have your feet a little bit further away from your bottom, maybe just the heels on the floor and the toes up, that will make your sit-up more achievable. So focus on your breath. Use your out breath to help you on the way up. So now we've taken out momentum from our arms. So Kayla's going to take a deep breath in, and as she breathes out, she's going to come up. Press the back down, and then rolling up, sitting up nice and tall. Breathe in at the top, tuck the tailbone under, rolling down slowly, and then coming up again. Inhale down, and then exhale, rolling up. Beautiful. Let's go to the floor, one more. And you want to feel each vertebrae touching the floor. If Kayla wanted to make these a little more challenging, she's going to take her arms right next to her ears. Her hands are going to be on top of each other and squeezing her biceps to her ears like she's diving into the pool. Now she's going to do her sit-up again. So she's going to breathe in, and as she breathes out, she's going to keep those arms right next to her ears and make her way up. And then sitting up tall, leading with the arms, sitting up tall. And then again, tailbone tucked under, rolling down nice and slow. And then relaxing on the floor. So I know when people do sit-ups in classes, it's a rush. You know, the instructor saying, all right, 10 sit-ups, let's do them quickly. You can still implement all these tips into your sit-ups. You just got to be aware of what you're doing and activate the right muscles, and really think about rolling the spine up, rolling the spine down. Because I have had feedback about people doing sit-ups and then the next day they've had skin taken off their tailbone, and that can be pretty painful when you go in the shower. So always tuck that tailbone under, roll the spine up and down, and breathe. So thank you for watching our how-to video today. If you have any questions or comments, please send me a message, and I'll see you next week for our how-to video series.